Okay, aside from keto and low carbohydrate diets, I also talk about gluten, and my personal preference for my body is to eat a gluten-free diet unless I'm in Europe. And the reason being, firstly, rewind back. What is gluten? People say, what is gluten? Firstly, gluten contains no nutritional value. It is of no serving to the human body. And gluten is basically made up of two proteins. It is a lectin, and it is found in a lot of breads, pastas. It's a wheat, okay? So I hope that makes sense what gluten actually is. And gluten is not the same now as it was many, many years ago. Okay, so in America or Western countries, it is completely different than most European countries. And the way that breads, pastas, pizzas are produced with the wheat, which contains the gluten, it is completely different. So you're finding when you buy your loaf of bread from the supermarket here in Australia, the bread is most likely to have been baked for 2 hours and then it's ready. Mass production we're talking. So quality is not really present, it's more quantity. So the wheat is also completely different in our farms, and it's just basically it's completely different, and it's transformed as it used to, and that is due to population expansion. The wheat itself is completely different. So when I go on and talk about a gluten-free diet, what I am suggesting is a reduction in inflammation. So you may not be celiac, you may not be gluten intolerant. However, the gluten that we're eating is most likely very, very different from the gluten that you would be eating in, say, Paris. And I put that study to the test as well. When I went to Paris with my mother, I did not ask for gluten-free, okay? I think they would probably laugh at me anyway. So when I went there, I just, thought, okay, for a week or so, I will just have pizza, pasta, and see how I go. Not once did I have an aggravated stomach. I wasn't bloating. I didn't have inflammation. If I did that here, forget about it. Forget about it. And that is due to the way that it is produced here. And it's a completely different strand of gluten, different wheat. I'm not sure, I haven't really looked into it too much, but I would say that it would even look different, the wheat itself. So that is my information on gluten. That is why I suggest that everybody that follows a ketogenic or a low carbohydrate style of living, yes, if you do reduce and eliminate gluten, your body will then not have the bacteria in your gut to be able to eat away at the gluten. Therefore, you can create an intolerance. So most likely, one, I have created somewhat an intolerance as well